Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing coming to you with another video. This is going to be a kind of a back to the basics kind of idea. I just wanted to make some stuffed envelopes for the Frosty Winter Journal, and so I thought we would do that together. We're going to make one with a digital, and we're not going to use an envelope punch board. We're just going to fold it, and I'm going to show you how to do that in case you've never seen that. And then we're going to make one with some craft cardstock, because I do want to show you how you could also take an envelope with a flap and cover it. Now, I don't have any envelopes the size that would fit in my journal this way, so I don't have an envelope that's 5 1/4 inches wide with this kind of flap, and so I couldn't just pull from my stash, and I thought, well, there's some benefit to that as well. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've got my general supplies, my Fabri-Tac, corner rounder, my ink. I did start using this is a nail buffer, and Annie in my Facebook group, she mentioned it, and it works like a charm. These orange ones anyway, I don't know about the others. It does give you a little bit of a darker application because it's not as soft as the daubers, but I'm liking it so far. So far so good. So I've got a couple pairs of scissors, my bone folder, a pencil in case we need that, and then a ruler so we can talk about measurements. So pardon my thumb, I hope it's not too unsightly. I did cut that really bad, the tip of my thumb, making my lunch one day this week, and it technically should have had stitches, but I did not go get stitches, so it's having a hard time healing currently. So this is the one I made off camera. So it's just a basic stuffed envelope. So this one's made from a digital, and I'll link all the digitals that I used in the video description box. This one will be glued down to a page. Maybe I'll make it a side tuck or something and stick some more stuff in there, but it's got a lot of journal cards here, so of all varying sizes. So I will link all the kits that I used. I grabbed a lot of kits for this journal because I really struggled. In fact, I did not find a single digital kit that had a full range of ephemera, which really is disappointing. So I have to basically take the full page digitals and print them 16 to a page, 4 to a page, 6 to a page, 2 to a page, whatever it is that I'm wanting in order to get. So I've got so much ephemera here. It's just ridiculous because of the way that I have to print to get the variety that I want. So not going to do that again though, because this is the second time I've had to do that in a journal, and it's really labor intensive. So I'm going to set this aside so we can get going here. So this is the template that I made just using a white piece of paper. Now, in order for my envelope not to be too tall when it's opened, I had to cut my paper down to 7 1/2, I think. Well, let's look and see what we have here. 7, let's see. Yes, 7 1/2. Otherwise it sticks up, because if you look at this like this on my my tool here, my tool, oh my goodness, my mat, you can see that it is it's this way, sorry. It is 5. This is 5 1/4. Oh, this is more than a 5 1/4. That's problematic. So I did not even look at that. Let me make sure this 10. Yeah, it's just a little bit too big. It's just slightly over 5 1/4. So I'm actually going to have to bring that down to 7 1/4 instead. So my apologies for that. So I thought we would start with the digital one, and I'm not going to decorate all these on camera, but I will kind of do that off camera and show you in the pictures at the end. So I'm just going to set that over there. My mouse is going to get tripped there. So I'm debating. I think I want to do this one as the digital option. So I'm going to bring my cutting tool over here, And I am going, pardon my squeaky chair, it is especially squeaky today, which means all the bolts need to be tightened, my husband told me. So I'm going to cut this at 7 1/4 inches wide because I had it 7 1/2 before, and that's a little bit too big. So I'm going to just cut it there. So I'm at the 7 1/4 mark, and then I'm going to cut it 7 1/4 the other direction, which is going to work out really well because of all the script here, which I love. So 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. Okay, there we go. So what you do, in case you haven't seen this, is you don't have to have a square paper. I just wanted a square paper. But you're basically going to take this and you're going to fold it corner to corner. Now you don't want to do a hard crease here because you don't want to have folds where you don't necessarily want them. So I'm just going to pinch it right here in the middle, okay, just a little bit. And I'm going to open it up, and then you're going to fold the other corner. In fact, I'm going to try to... I don't think I can ink that. Let me pinch that again. You can't quite see it. So it's important. Again, perfection's not at play, so do the best you can. And then fold it the other way, corner to corner. And I apologize if this is really super elementary, but I didn't know how to do it until I watched somebody do it on YouTube. So, and just pinch there again. Okay, and then you're going to fold this up. Let's see what we want to have be I don't know how to tell which is going to be the top. So we're just gonna go for it. Oh, that's the side. So yeah, that's going to be fine. So I'm going to fold this, and the reason why we crease it both ways is you want to get that lined up to the center of your paper. And again, if it's not perfect, please don't worry about it, okay? And I'm not quite meeting them at the middle because I would just want a little bit of room there. Okay, so they're not exactly perfect, but I would give those a good scoring there, or not scoring, but burnish. There we go. And so when we fold this up to meet this, we're gonna have to fold over to this point, and so we're gonna have to do some trimming, but I'll show you that in a second. So it's kind of weird what's going to be showing, but that's okay. So I am going to line this up on my board here, and so I can get an even fold here. So I'm just gonna go like that, and I'm getting that in that corner, and I'm just gonna follow that along as best I can. And I'm also looking at that point in the middle because I can kind of I spy what that's looking like. Okay. Now I'm thinking that I don't need to, so I was trimming this off, but I don't think you need to. So see where we have this little bit that's being folded in? I used only I think this is a 32-pound paper, and I'm feeling like it's okay. So I think I'm not going to cut those off, but we will be cutting the top off. So then the other thing I like to do is go ahead and open this back up and close it the opposite direction so that I can cut this off. I don't like that whole thing showing, so I just make a line there as straight as I can. Again, if it's not perfect, that's okay. And then just give that a little trim. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Okay, erase that pencil line. And so now, and then when it's done, you are gonna fold that back out like that. I like it that way. And then you're going to turn it, and now you're going to fold. Well, you don't have to fold it because we're going to leave it open. We're going to leave it open. So see, the problem with this is that you get all this stuff on the back that's beautiful that's not going to be seen. But I love what I'm seeing here. Okay, so that's fine with me. So I'm going to go ahead and take a moment, and I'm going to ink everything that I need to ink. I'm not inking it all because I don't care about the inside. And I don't care about, I'm going to ink here, 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 and then around these edges. So I will be right back. Okay, that is really as easy as it is. So I don't know if you can tell, but see how dark my inking is compared to my dauber, which I'm liking it. I'm getting used to it. But again, I cut off all of the harsh sides other than this one so I can grasp it. But Annie, again, over on my Facebook group, I think she said she used one for 2 months without having to change it. And I literally have to change those daubers twice a week. So I think it's going to be a really good solution. So there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and glue this shut. And so I'm just going to put some glue on that flap. And I'm going to use my white glue, which I did not grab. And I'm just going to get a bit of glue there on both sides. And I'll talk to you in a second about, I'm not sure why I felt the need to trim that other one down. I mean, when I fold it, even fold that down. You don't have to because we want it open. We're not gonna fold the flap down. I'm a little sick, so so bear with me. I'm not as sharp as I usually am. And my nails are in such rough shape. They're so rough. Oh my gosh, it's going to be a long journey to get them where I want them to be. That is not straight. I'm going to find the middle of this and show you. Oh, it is. Look at that. It's right on the point. It looks visually not straight. It goes to show you that you can't really rely on your eyes all the time. So I've got a bunch of stuff here, guys. I mean, a bunch of stuff. So I've got some larger cards, which is where I took the digitals and I printed 2 to a page. I'm just moving some stuff here so that I can get my cutter in here if I need it. So I'm feeling like that's a good choice. So I'm just gonna grab a couple here, and that's for the other one. So give me a second to just flip through these. I'll leave the camera running. So as you can see, is I'm picking various sizes because I want them to kind of be staggered. So we've got those, and then we've got the big one. So anyway, and then I've got this one because I'll probably cut a circle out of that. It might be too small. I might have to find a different one for that. Let's see what I picked here. I picked that one. So let me find a bigger image because I don't think that's going to really work. Maybe this one. For the bigger thing. I think this is going to work. Yeah, that will work. This is a 2-inch punch. So what we need to do is we're going to have to trim this one down because it is too wide. So I'm just going to take a little bit over 1/4 of an inch off each side, and then I'll probably have to take some off the top or the bottom as well. So, and I'm just estimating, I'm not measuring. I'm going to just see if that's going to fit in there nicely. Yes. But see, it's way too tall, so we do need to take some off. So I think I want to take some off the top because I don't want to lose all her beautifulness there. So I'll take that much off the top, and then we'll look again and see where I want to see the top of the envelope flip. So yeah, that's perfect right there, because I'll probably put an eyelet on the top of that, but we are going to round the edges as well. I like those. I like the rounded edges on my other one, my sample. Okay, so we got that one, so that's going to go there. And then our next size up was this one, I believe. Yes, this one. So let me round the corners on all these because that is what I'm going to do anyway. Just a moment. Okay, there we go. I think I'm going to switch and do my circle out of that beautiful little girl. Now, the other thing I'm not loving, I'm seeing a ton of AI stuff on Etsy, and I am struggling to find things that are not AI. And some AI is pretty, some of it is really dumb. So, but I need to use it, so I'm going to use what I have and enjoy myself. Those are the same. No, they're not. A little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and ink these up really quick, and then we'll go on to the other, the one where we cover, or where we do another one and we cover it with the paper so that we get a little bit of a different look. I also may round that tip. I'm not liking that harsh edge, so I think we'll do that. Make everything nice and soft and round. But I'm loving this buffer thingy because it's getting worn in now, so I'm getting a little bit more of my normal inking as I'm doing this even right now on camera, so that's kind of cool. Oh, I forgot this one. So see that? So I'm getting that effect. Before I was getting this like where it was like making lines that were coming out from the edge rather than concentrated on the edge, if that makes any sense. Like that, which is fine. I just don't want them all to look like that. But I love that I'm getting a little bit of a darker application. So I'm going to use that same punch here and get around the edge there. And let's just go ahead and round that off. I love that. And I'm going to go ahead and let's just grab the eyelet setter and do the eyelet as well. I'm not going to do a ton of decorating on the project, but even off camera, I'm going to keep it kind of simple. And so normally, you know, it would go on the pretty side, but because this is going to stay open, we're going to put it right there so we can put some of our beautiful seam binding in. There we go. Okie dokie. So that goes in there. And we've got just enough of that showing for our seam binding to be beautiful. So then you can kind of go like this, back and forth with your cards to make them look cool. And then there, and then we might have too many here. I think we have one too many. What do you think? Let's just stick her in there anyway. It's there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards inside of this envelope. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. So I recently, not recently, in the last month or so, I purchased, I'm just moving my keyboard. I purchased some of this cotton material from Amazon because I'm having trouble finding lace that I can coffee dye and get that kind of grungy look that I want. So I ordered this. This is a bigger, wider one, but this is the one, and this is kind of medium width, which I'll have to use this because I don't have the darker color in this in the lesser width. I cannot even talk, you guys. I'm on cold medicine. I apologize. So I'm going to cut a bit of this. And I'm thinking about doing something. I should have done that before I did this. So let's cut our girl first. Anyway, I feel very foggy, so I apologize if I'm being, if things aren't making a whole lot of sense. Yeah, same dealio. Let me just get her in this angle. Okay. Let's ink her up. I love that inking. So I'm just debating on whether I want to keep this the full width. Because the other one I tore down so it was narrower. I think I like this, so I am going to get this up to here, and then I'm going to, well, we'll cut off the edges because then you get that true frayed look there. So I'm going to put that there, and I think my other one, let me look at the sample. What did I do with the sample? Where's your brain, Renee? Did you leave it in bed this morning? I think so. Just grabbing this. Yeah, so you can see a little bit of that glue, and I'm wondering if we could just use a little bit of glue stick or something. I'm not sure how that would work. I don't even know where my glue stick. Oh, there it is. Let's do a test. let's do a test really quick. I'm just going to use this piece that's from the other project. I'm just going to put some glue on here and see what happens. I haven't tried this before, so yeah, that's what I want to do, because that's not going to show. And once it's dried, it's not going to go anywhere. So let's do that. So I like to kind of hold this out here at the same line where I want it on here so that I can get my glue area. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going like that, and then now I can go up and over. I'm not a fan of a glue stick, but maybe I'm learning, huh? I don't want to waste as much of this as I possibly can. So I'm just lining it up with that straight edge that we had there from the inside envelope flap. I'm just going to hold that up and make sure that looks even-ish. It does. So now I'm just going to trim that off. We're going to get some fraying, which is delightful. I love this material. I'm still on the hunt for some good stuff, but I ran out of... This is the stuff I've been using that I just absolutely love. So if you guys know lace that will do this, that's what I want. And I can't find anything. It's so frustrating. I ordered from a person on Etsy from Spain, and the package never arrived. Like, I ordered it in the early part of December, and like 2 months had passed, and no, I mean, not two months, like 6 weeks, but it was supposed to be delivered like in like a month's time, and it didn't move. The tracking didn't move, and the seller was as exasperated as I felt, because I spent like $45 on the order. So I think I want to put a little strip of paper here too, just because I think it would be cool. Ooh, that would be really cool. Yes, let's do that. It's not going to be the whole width, don't you worry. So I'm just going to mark that, and I'm just going to turn to my trimmer here just to not have to put that into screen here. I'm just doing about 1/2 inch, and that just helps. The layers always help give it interest. Look at the difference between that and that. I mean, I just think it's very, very cool. So I'm going to ink this up as well, and I like bringing in some of that dark that I'm seeing back in some of the journal cards that we made, or that we're using. Everything's harder when your thumb is bandaged, you know. It doesn't really hurt anymore, but it was not fun. Thankfully, my husband was home. It was before work, and I was cutting some chicken for my lunch, and oh my goodness, we got some new knives right after Christmas, and ooh, they are sharp. I didn't have that trouble before. But thankfully he was here, so he was able to help me get myself situated so I could go to work. That was Tuesday this week. So it doesn't matter which direction this goes. I know I flipped it over. So it's just going to set right there. Boom. Then we'll glue this on. I think I'm going to bring it down here so that I don't have to worry about it touching in there. So I'm going to leave a little bit of not glued just in case I'm off there. So I'm just going to put glue here. Like so. Goodness, that was a lot of glue. Okay, and then we're just going to put her down. Put her down. Just kind of see if she's even-ish. And then I still have my little thing. So let me tell you while I'm here, I shared, I think I shared this where I got these from Soto Studios, and I'm using them for ephemera, mostly words and quotes. And then I put this sticker paper, I printed a digital on sticker paper, and then each of them is like a volume. So this is volume 1, and then I'm going to have a master list that I can have right here that says these are the things that are in binder 1, because it's cumbersome to just look through all of them every single time you want something. So if I'm looking for winter, I'll know where to look. So let's pull something out of the winter bit here. How about let it snow? Yeah, easy peasy. So I'm going to ink this up, and then we're going to move to the other one. It's going to be easy, I promise. And I know that this is very elementary, but elementary is all I have the time for at the current moment. So I almost want to go off here. Nope, I don't. I might put some flowers over there. I've got some really cool low profile flowers that might be pretty there. But there we go. So that is it. I'll put some seam binding in that, and that is our stuffed envelope. So easy. Okay, so let's go ahead and move some stuff out of the way again, and we're going to do the other one. So it's going to be virtually the same process. But what did I do with that paper? There it is. It's a little bit of a thicker cardstock that I was working with, so I'm hoping that this is going to be okay. So I'm going to cut it down again to 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. There we go. And again, you wouldn't have to make it square. You can make it, I just haven't tried this method of making them rectangular, or more rectangular. So let's just keep with what I know, especially since I'm a little bit weak in the mind here. Oh, this is awfully thick. This is awfully thick. I am not feeling good about this. Hang on, I'm going to look and see if I've got a lightweight coffee dyed paper in my stash. I do. So this is probably the equivalent of the weight that I just used on the other one. So I think this is going to be a better choice. So my apologies for that switching, but I think I'm going to have a hard time holding that heavier paper. So again, we're going to go 7 1/4 by 7 1/4. We are probably going to be getting snow here in the next few days and into next week, which is always interesting for work and school. Oh, that one's got a tear in it. Oh my goodness. Darn it. We'll use that one at the bottom because we can cut it off. Sorry, thinking roughly out loud here. Very roughly. So just again lining that edge up as best I can. I'm not looking for perfection, so oh, I don't want to crease it. Don't crease it, Renee. Don't crease it. Just pinch it. Pinch it. I think I'm going to take a nap after this. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So then we're going to fold this one. Oh, that's not going to work, so I need to fold it this way because we want that one to be top or bottom. So again, I'm going to fold that in, and I'm just looking at that line that I can barely see for the center. And the same here, trying to get them even. Those tips are almost touching. Okay, like that. And I think before I even fold this, I'm just going to go ahead and try to trim it off. So I'm going to go like this. Yeah, that's about there, I think. But it should help. Okay, so we're just going to cut that there. Still got a little bit of a weak point, but that should be fine. Okay, so that is our bottom. So we're going to fold that up. And you only need to fold it up enough to clear this. You need to have a little bit of a fold over there. Otherwise, you won't be able to glue it shut. So I'm just going to get that on that line again, and I'm just going to... It's going to be about the same as what I did before, honestly. I definitely have a cold brain, so I'm going to bring the score tool over here and see if I can get... This must be heavier than what I was using before, which is not a big deal. I'm just going to use this this line that I was working on here. So I was starting to fold it here. I think you guys can see that, I'm hoping, so that I can make sure that that's straight because I'm having a hard time folding it. There we go. Just a little help sometimes is okay. There we go. I'm loving this coffee dyed look though, even though much of it's not going to show, and that's going to make more sense here in a second. Okay, so we're going to leave that open again just like we did before, and I'm going to go ahead and take a moment like I did previously and ink this, all the important spots. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and glue that shut. So again, a little bit of white glue. Oh, that torn part is right there. How did I miss that? It wasn't here, it was over here. It's going to be fine though. It's going to be just fine. I see it right there. You guys probably saw it too, didn't you? There we go. It's already looking like a puffed up pocket. Okay, so to cover it, we're going to grab the paper, which is this beautiful pink paper. This is one of my favorites in the Harmony kit. But what I was hoping to do is create kind of a seamless kind of situation here. So I'm going to go ahead and just line this up so it's just slightly smaller than the envelope itself. So see how I have probably about a 1/16 of an inch edge there, and I'm going to mark it about the same distance over here, and I'm going to cut this down. This paper is the 32 pound. Okay. Alrighty, so what we can do is stick this in here. Did I do it small enough? I didn't do it. How's that right? That's a little bit tighter than I would like, so I'm going to take a little bit more off. I do not want to have to struggle with it, so I'm going to take a little bit more off. Make my life easier today. So that's going to go in there. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a pencil line here. Okay, like that. And then we're going to cut around it. You guys have probably seen this a gazillion times, but I'm just showing you it because it's what's easy for me today. So, and just to get another creative video up for the Frosty Winter Journal. Next week, you're going to be seeing the intro video for the beginner series, where we're going to be using the dressing room kit from Old Osina. And yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm feeling like this is really risky to do this, but I can't quite get it. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. So, got some pencil lines showing there, which means I wasn't super precise, but that's okay. So this is going to go, oh, this is this way. Okay, this is the part we want for this. Okay, so I'm going to ink up these edges. I just need to order some more brown envelopes that have the full flap. For some things I don't mind that rectangle flap that I get at Hobby Lobby, which is where I normally get my envelopes. They only have the rectangle flaps, and I don't care for them for some things that I use envelopes for. For some things it doesn't matter, but I need to just order some from Amazon and just bite the bullet on that. There we go. So that is going to go there. Looks really, really nice. Even though we don't really have that border on the inside, I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and glue this on just so that we can, well, actually I'm not going to glue it on yet because I don't want to accidentally move it when I start fussing with the other part, because this is going to go in here just barely in there, okay? It doesn't have to go all the way because I want it to be somewhat seamless. So that's pretty seamless. So I'm going to go ahead and how far do we need to go in? Probably only about that far. And I'm trying to see that edge. I think it's right here. And I'm going to cut that off. There's no sense in wasting all that paper, right? No, that's not right. Hold on. I almost did that wrong. So this is supposed to go in here. That would be a tragedy. I would have just done that wrong. So let's back up and rethink this, because you want to turn it over and trace the back of it. We want that flap covered, right? So now this is going in here. It's going to go right there. Easy as pumpkin pie. And ice cream, which I don't have right now. I do have some sugar-free fudge sickles, which are only 1 point for 1 on the Weight Watchers plan. So, but I had huge win. I weighed myself because I was going to give it a whole month. I not weighed myself, but measured myself, and I have lost considerable. What happened to my video? Sorry, guys. You probably are hearing me. I may have to edit something. My camera, like my view, went away as I was chatting. I'm like, what happened? But anyway, I took my measurements this morning, and I have lost a bunch of inches, kind of all over. So I'm super pleased with that. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this one on first with my Fabri-Tac. And there we go. So that way you get to use your beautiful digitals and still make the envelope. I love this. I wish that this was not quite so short on this, but it is what it is because of trying to be able to get things in there, which you wouldn't have to do it the way I did it. There's a gazillion ways to get to that same point. I just decided to do it that way. But it looks fine. I mean, it's just that you've got more envelope sticking out the side here than you do on the top. Well, not really. You've got that edge there too. It just looks a little bit strange, but it's okay. I'm strange, so what I create can be strange. So there we go, you guys. I'm going to give that a second before we add an eyelet. But I picked from here. We're going to pick some of the pink papers that we have for this journal, some of the pink tones. So that looks like that's the big one. So let's go ahead and trim this down while we're waiting. So let's just go ahead and trim that there. I think it needs just a smidge more because I don't want that eyelet to be in the same binding to get kind of caught there. So there's that. And let's go ahead and let's cut everything down and then we'll round the edges. So let's find some more pink stuff. But these digitals that I found they're quite pretty. I was able to find some in pink. But what I'm frustrated about also is a lot of these creators that I'm seeing now are creating, all of their pages are portrait. So you can't use them in a journal. You can't, because you can't fold them in half. So thinking about giving some positive feedback about that, because I found it frustrating because I like some of the work, but I can't use them for a journal. I have to use them for ephemera. So, which I mean is okay. It can complement a journal. I think we'll use that one because it's got some of that red. But it's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm musing about what I would like to see be different. So that one would be really pretty too. Is she the same girl? Ooh, this one right here. This one right here. A little bit of pink. And all the kits, as usual, will be listed. If I can't list them all down below in the description box, they will be over on my blog. But I am limited on social media, how many supplies I can link. There's a limit. So I think that one would be lovely as well. So now we need something smaller because those are all on the bigger side. So let's see what we got. Oh, we've got these little ladies. Those are fun. And then we've got some other stuff over here. I haven't sorted my basket yet of things completely for this journal. So that one would be another lovely one. And then maybe we'll use... Let's try that one. And then maybe we'll use this one for the circle or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out together. We're almost done, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and round the edges on this stuff and ink it up, and I'll be back in a moment. So ephemera doesn't have to always be elaborate. I tend to make them very elaborate. With our beginner series, we're going to be making ephemera as we go. So we will be working directly in the journal. We're actually going to do the cover as one of the first steps. We're going to select the signature pages, and then we're going to do the cover, and then we're going to bind it, and then we're going to fill it. So, because that's a more traditional way that I think a lot of people work, and I'm just a little bit different in that regard. So, but I say all that to say, you know, you can keep it really simple and still be absolutely stunning. So we're just going to put some of these things in here. Oh my gosh, she's gorgeous. I wish she didn't get hidden. Let's stick that one behind. She's still going to get a little hidden, but let's stick that. I love that letter. So beautiful. Okay, and then we got a lot. We got a lot of stuff here. So, but I love this. I love this stuffed idea. So there's a lot of cards going on here. And then the last one is very, very small. And then I decided I would use this one for the circle. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy the same thing. So on this one, I think I'll use the lighter, this, I guess it is the same width as that other one, isn't it? So we're going to go ahead and use this again, and I'm going to see how much of that bird I can get in. I'm going to have to trim something off. I'll trim a little bit off of this edge so I can get a little bit of that color as well. Like that. Yeah, let's just do that right there. Don't overthink it, Renee. I'm loving this new dauber thing. It's pretty epic. Thank you, Annie, for sharing. I can't remember where she saw it. It's in the Facebook group, but I don't recall. Yeah, so let's go ahead and glue this on. I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to go ahead and let you go, and I'm going to go take a much needed nap. And I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.